All right, you guys. So this is the last call of our winter macros. We're going to talk about maintenance and how we're going to do some of our reverse. Some of you guys may choose to do some reverse dieting, which I think is really helpful for those that are worried about gaining excess body fat back. So, I wanted to see you guys. I guess there's just two of you, but what were you guys? What's your plan for
High five,
maintenance?
Katie.
All right.
Yes. Rosie. Okay. Sorry. What do you guys have a plan? Do you want me to go over how to create a plan for maintenance? I haven't sent out my guide yet, but that'll be coming soon.
Yeah, I have a question. What is reverse dieting?
Okay. So reverse dieting is when you're on a cut, or any diet really, and then you gradually bring up your calories to maintenance level slowly. So like the first week you might raise your calories by 100.
Okay.
Second week, or maybe by 80, the second week by 160, the third week by more until you're at your maintenance calories. And you do this to kind of keep your hormones and everything in line as you're moving, getting more calories in, and establishing a new baseline. It's really good for those that don't want to relinquish control over what they're eating and aren't ready to kind of like dive in. It also is really good in like preventing weight gain immediately because it kind of gradually lifts you. Now, what I've found is most people don't want to do that. They want to just stop tracking for a while and be done with it, which is fine too. But the things that you've created this over the past 12 weeks, the habits, the knowledge that you've learned, and the weight and body fat percentage that you've lost, you want to keep it that way. And the only way to keep it that way is to continue eating and training and thinking about life differently. So that's really important. Like the big takeaway is, you know, this can be a yo-yo diet like any other diet. If you choose to just go back to your old habits instead of keeping the new ones that have been working for you. So, it's really however you want to proceed. I like to do it in 3 steps. So like the first step is I'm gonna send this out in a guide though. I'll do it. I'll type it right here. So first step 1, let's say steps to plan your maintenance.
So one of the things that I think is probably still the hardest
Hmm.
is the amount of protein that I'm eating.
It's too high or too low?
Too high.
Okay. What percentage are we at?
100, I think.
100?
Like
What
100% of my.
percentage of your body is that? Do you know?
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. 100% of my body weight.
Oh, 100%.
Or
So you
one,
can
I
lower
guess.
that.
Yeah.
You can lower that.
But I have to look at it, what I'm averaging. I'm probably averaging 20 below
Below.
my goal. Like
So,
10
so
to
then
20.
you're really like 90% of your body weight.
Well, I think like when I just do it intuitively, I'm about 20 below.
Okay.
But then I go, okay, fine, I'll eat some damn protein. And
Okay.
then, do you know what I mean? Like I'll have
Yeah.
a shake or something because I want to get it in. But it's
Yeah.
not like I feel hungry. It's not like I want to have it. Like today I was eating the last part of my chicken. And I was like, if I eat one more stupid piece of chicken, by the way, I'm just telling you, I hate chicken. Like it's just not my thing anymore.
That's fine. You probably ate a lot of chicken the past few weeks.
I have. I still
Yeah.
love fish though, so I think that's where I could probably just stay all the time. It's eating a lot of fish.
Yeah.
But I really despise. I had chicken for lunch. I had chicken for dinner. I mean,
Yes. Well, maybe it's time to switch it up for something else. So you're at a 20% cut, Jackie, and we moved you up to 1. So before that, you were at 0.9. You were having 150 grams of protein a day. So when you move into maintenance, these numbers can change, and we'll talk about that. They can change to less, but I still want to keep you between 0.8 to one, because you built all this great muscle. The key to higher metabolism is eating enough protein. The key to muscle function is protein. So keeping that is good. If like you're eating zero point 0.8 and you're feeling good and you're not gaining any weight back, or your body fat is staying, this is not changing, then that's good too. I don't expect you to have to eat that, like really house down the protein when you're in maintenance. It should be maintainable.
I think the big thing is that admittedly, I need to just do it on Amazon. I haven't been able to get Costco's been out of the Fairlife protein
Mhm.
shakes, and those are very easy for me to drink. But the other ones are kind of heavy to me, and so I don't want to drink an entire one. And
Yeah.
so, sorry, Katie, I'm taking up time. So I just, but
No, I think, just finding in maintenance, you're going to need to keep some of these healthier habits. Now you guys know how to read labels. Does it really matter how many calories it has? If it has, if the calories are mostly fat, then absolutely, read, just being aware of what you're eating. So the first step to get into maintenance is, how do you want to do it? Do you want to do a reverse diet? Do you want to say, screw it, I don't want to track for a little bit. I've had it. I'm feeling burnt out. And people do that, especially as we're going to spring break. People are going on vacation. So those are really the two ways: reverse diet, so you can gradually increase your calories over the next couple weeks, or you kind of say, forget it, I want to just not track. Actually, there's a third option. Third option is just to continue to track for a little bit, but into maintenance. So we would set your maintenance calories and you would just jump right to it. So that's another option too. Jump right into your maintenance calories. It also depends on how satisfied you are, how if you're starving, if you've been on a calorie deficit for 12 weeks, you might be like physically tired, not like physically, mentally tired. Your hormones could be a little off. You just couldn't be, having that pep in your step at the beginning. And that's okay too. And then maybe taking a couple of days off of tracking and then maybe going into a reverse diet is good too. It really is whatever works for you.
This
So
is
after,
the first,
yeah, go.
it's funny because like the first time I did this, it ended right before I went on a vacation, and it's the same thing this time. And
Yeah.
it's hard because like, yeah, it's vacation, so everything is different. There's no
Yeah.
routine.
But you
But
went to Marco Island and you did great.
that was fine. That was like 4 days. But we went to the UK for Thanksgiving, and then it was Christmas, and then like I did put a couple of pounds back on that were very annoying to get off. So
Mm-hmm.
I will probably try the reverse diet.
Okay.
And I don't want to just like, delete my Fitness Pal this time. Not that I did that,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I need some sort of like accountability.
Yeah. I think that's great. I think that's a great way to go about it. Add in 100 calories for the first week and see how that works. And then add in a little bit more and give yourself a little grace because you'll be traveling, but like still being on top of what you're eating is always a good way to do it. So, plan how you want to move into maintenance. And then step 2 is going to be your final measurements. I'm going to write this down. Your final measurements, final pictures, and wrapping up your data. So wrapping up all your data and seeing like where we fell. I want to make some graphs. I think that would be really cool to see, like all the body fat, like, and all of that. I think that'd be really cool. So step 2 is getting your measurements with me, setting up that time. I think most of you guys have already chose this week to meet. And then step 3 is going to be starting your plan, your maintenance plan. And Katie, you've done it before. Jackie, you're new to this, and a lot of people who are watching are kind of in between, maybe new, maybe not new. But either way, you don't want to be back into the same position that you were in a year. So we don't want to spend all this 12 weeks of time and energy and effort and then gain all this weight back or body fat percentage back and then be right back where you started. Because we know how that happens. We know what happens when you just eyeball it for a long period of time without a plan. And you don't have to be so diligent, but being smart about the choices that you make, keeping your workout consistently. That's kind of the key to like longevity is like, and mobility and health is keeping your workouts, your resistance training, your cardio, keeping your body healthy, and naturally you will navigate to those healthier foods anyway, the kind of ones that you've been eating. And so just being aware of what you're doing as you implement and go off on your own. Guys can always reach out to me, text, email, and when you're ready in 10 weeks, 12 weeks, but that's going to be March, April, May, June. That's going to be right in the middle of summer. You can always go on another cut. And I do suggest if you are not at your body composition that you want, go to maintenance. Let your metabolism catch up again because it's really good at adapting since you've been leaving it way less calories for 12 weeks and it's probably really slowed down now. And let it reset, come back up to where you need to be, and then go on a cut again. And you know what to do on a cut now, so it's not that complicated and not that hard.
Do you always suggest to do a cut at least 12 weeks?
Yeah. Research kind of has shown that after 12 weeks, your body really adapts to that calorie deficit. There was a word I'm looking for. It has like a specific, it is called, there's a word for like your metabolism when it slows down. It is called adaptive thermogenesis. So it's achieved by it's like on a cellular level. You guys aren't going to care. But what that means is it really like makes all your hormones crazy and it makes them slow down because they're adapting to the less calories you're giving it. So if you do that for too long, you lose weight. But then what happens is your body wants to be in a homogeneous, I think that's the word, state. So it slows down and it wants to be happy. So once it figures out that you're getting less calories over a long period of time, it'll slow down to make sure that you get enough calories to perform what you want. So it'll just hold on to the stuff that it needs. So if it's over 12 weeks, it kind of figures that out. And then you get like no benefits from what's happening. So you might hit a plateau. So probably most of us are at a plateau or towards the end of your 12 weeks. You might still be seeing a lot of fat loss. But if we went longer, you probably wouldn't see much because your metabolism and your everything would have slowed down and figured it out. Like, it's really smart what our bodies are created to do.
If you did it shorter, you don't get the benefit?
You can. You could do a much shorter cut. If you get what you want in that period, less than 12 weeks, absolutely. 10 weeks, sometimes I do 10-week cut because 12 weeks is too much for me. I'm too tired after 10 weeks. You could definitely do less time. You don't have to do 12 weeks. Literally, that's why I always say the plan, the program with me is up to 12 weeks. You might need 8. You might need 12. You might want to just stop at 10. I mean, it's really what you're feeling and how your body's reacting to what we're doing. And that's why it's always like us. How do you feel? Do you want to change your macros? Are you feeling full? Are you feeling tired? Because everything can change. We don't have to, nothing is set in stone. It's really, you are your own advocate on this and you're your own science project. And all I'm here is to like guide you, check your measurements, make sure we're moving in the right direction, or guide you that we're not moving in the right direction. And if we're not, why? Are we really following the plan? There's a great podcast. I haven't shared. Did I share it with you? It's really long. But he talks a lot about that, how like NEAT, your body's NEAT is like non-exercise NEA, adaptation process or something, but it's what your body does naturally to burn calories without you knowing. So that plays a role in how metabolic you are, how many calories you burn at rest. So yes, you can go on a long answer. Yes, you can go on a less than 12-week cut. I suggest staying in maintenance for a long time. So then when you go in a cut, it works. But if you stay, so a lot of us, you guys know, undereat, metabolism slows down, and then we gain weight and we don't understand why. I barely eat, I eat 1,000 calories. Well, you're starving. You've been doing this for so long, your body is doing its job, keeping you alive by holding on to everything. And we don't want that. We want to eat all the food. All right. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Lauren.
Hey guys.
Hi. We're just kind of going over the maintenance plan. So I made 3 little steps. Plan your maintenance. How are you going to do it? Are you going to transition into a reverse diet, adding in calories, like 100 calories a week, or even 100 calories every 2 weeks, or take a break and then go right into maintenance without, adjusting very vaguely? Or are you just calling it quits for a while? And what I suggested is you need to do what works for you. But I think when you take a long break and then you kind of just throw all the calories back on there and you don't really know what you're eating, it usually doesn't end too well. We all know why we're here, and we don't want to be in the same position we were in January. Most of us don't. We were in January. We made a lot of progress. Let's keep the progress going and go into maintenance. And that way we can go on a cut again before the end of the year for whoever wants to.
Do you recalculate our maintenance macros or how? Yeah. Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So part of the final measurements. So step 2 would be your final measurements with me this week. Take your final pictures, compare your pictures, 1, 2, and 3, or 1 and 2, whatever you did. I know you better have done them. Compare them and see all those great things that happened, those changes. And then, so that's why our meeting is like 20 minutes, but sometimes we won't even get to the macros. And it's just like a quick 5 minutes. We can just chat on the phone and set your macros for your maintenance. And then those that want to do the reverse diet, I would say we'll set your macros for maintenance. And you need to look back and see, okay, so I have Jackie's up here. Let's say she wants to reverse diet. So she'd add in, she's on a 20% cut. So she's like 250, no. Yeah, about 150 calories less. So that's not that much, but she could just add in like 50 calories a little bit for the first week or 2, and then
I'm only 150 calories down.
No, that's not right.
Oh.
No. Hold on. I was looking at your 10%.
This has not been worth it.
You're like,
Sorry.
what? No,
I feel a lot more starving than that.
Well, good. No, I'm glad. You are 475.
That's what I thought. That sounds a little bit better. Okay.
That's a lot. So what I would say with that is adding 100 calories, maybe 110 each week for 4 weeks. Now, a lot of us aren't going to do that, and that's totally fine. I actually have never done that. I always go like, screw it. I'm going to eat the food now. You got to do what you think you can handle right now. A lot of us have had enough of the tracking. I suggest definitely take a couple of days off, and then decide what you want to do. Like, should I just add a little bit in here? Can I handle a little bit more? Am I comfortable with doing that? Because some of us get very nervous about like letting loose. Made all this effort. I feel very controlled. I feel very safe. Then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, got to add in all this more stuff. And it feels a little scary to not be tracking, So think about what you want to do. And I'm happy to support you however way I can. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. And it'd be nice for a lot of you guys aren't going to be hungry anymore.
I can't even wait.
The funny thing is you'll start eating more, and you guys probably won't track for a little bit. And and you're going to feel like shit because you'll start eating like lots of cheese, or like you'll eat all the foods that we like to eat, but you haven't been eating a lot of them because they're too fatty, or they don't really fit in your macros as much as you want. They're not worthy right now. But when you add them back in, you're like, oh, I'm just going to go eat Mexican food tonight. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is so painful. At least that happens to me.
I went to a St. Patty's party on Saturday, and they
Yeah.
had all these sweets, and I just wanted to try some. I only ate one bite of each, and even some of it was like, not worth the calories.
Your taste buds, I think, change. I don't know scientifically, but like I feel like the things that you crave are different after you haven't had them in a while. So, like, I don't know. I think things don't taste as good as they used to, as now that you know so much more.
The shepherd's
that
pie
makes
was
sense.
amazing.
Shepherd's pie
Yeah.
with the mashed potatoes in there.
Actually, it wasn't even the mashed potatoes. It was the meat and the vegetables that tasted amazing.
Oh, see, that's like a macro-friendly thing. Yeah. Okay. Do you guys have any questions? Anything else you want to discuss? No? Everyone feels good about moving on a little bit?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay. You're ready. Yes. Katie, you're feeling okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I think you guys missed this too. Just keeping a very similar exercise routine. Keep progressive overloading, keep resistance training, adding in that cardio. Do what feels good. I also want to mention real fast, intuitively eating. We didn't really talk about that today. I've talked about it in the past. So when you don't want to track, you just think about filling your plates intuitively with those foods that are nutritiously dense, and like higher protein, less fat naturally, that and you're going to do that a lot when you're in maintenance. You're not going to be able to you're not going to calculate everything, and you're not going to care, but know that like you're going out for dinner that night and you're going to eat Mexican food. It probably might not serve you best to go eat, a quiche Lorraine for breakfast with bacon and, whatever else, because that's a lot of fat. Like, being smart about those choices is what's going to sustain your weight and fat loss over time.
Yep.
And I always try to say this, like, the food's always going to be there. There's rarely an opportunity that like I'll never get to eat that again, unless you're at like a very fancy meal or a very special party. But like most of the time, all the stuff that we eat is pretty available. So missing out on one of that or one time isn't that big of a deal, So everything in moderation. Sound good? Lauren, you're awfully quiet. Are you okay?
Yeah, just tired. It's just been an eventful day. And right when I signed onto my laptop, I had this like nasty gram from my boss with like a bunch of exclamation points. And I was like, oh, like, are you speaking to me like that? Like, what is happening?
Gosh,
But it's like something
nice.
that she asked me to do that I did in like November. And I'm like, did you not, like, this is so old. So I'm just like distracted because I'm like, what in the world is she talking about? I'm like, was that meant
Not
for me?
nice. Not nice.
I was like, hey.
You should tell your current boss what happened to your old boss.
I know. Oh my God. Yeah. Good grief.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well,
just
as long as you guys are feeling good, I'll meet with you all this week. And then we will make a plan. Okay. So I'll be away next week, the beginning of the week. But even if you like Lauren, you might want to keep tracking, and then we can do your maintenance next week, which is totally fine with me. Like if you guys missed weeks, I think most of you guys are fine. I have not missed weeks. Most of you. Michelle's like itching to get back into. Same with you, Jackie.
very
You guys are
dedicated.
ready. Yes. It's been an eye-opening 12 weeks. You guys have been a really fun group to work with. Everyone really like supports each other. The chat is good. The recipes are awesome. The support has been really good. So, bravo for you guys for like getting into it and sticking with it and using your support system. It's awesome.
It's been really, really great. I've loved it. Really hard, but really great.
Good. Good. I can't wait to see. I'm going to calculate everyone's like combined weight and fat loss. It'll be interesting to see how much. And a lot of you guys will still continue to see great gains. If you can move to your maintenance calories and keep your weight very similar to what it is at the end of this and continue to build muscle, and your body will continue to change. Physique wise, you will see changes. And you might even still lose pounds, which is totally possible too. Not that the pounds are the most important thing, but the body fat is. So you could add some muscle, lose body fat, keep the weight very similarly, but your whole body would still be changing. So everything will fit differently. So like that's another exciting thing to look forward to. Like, oh, I might be able to build some muscle now because I can't really do it on a calorie deficit.
True.
So yeah, lots of fun stuff.
So you're telling me I should still wait to replace my suits. I kept saying, oh, after this, I'm going to need to replace some suits because they just fit very differently. But now I'm going to possibly gain more muscle. So, okay.
Well, if they don't fit you, I would get new suits for sure. But your body's probably, if you're going to continue to lift weights, you're going to continue to exercise, your body's going to continue to transform. You're going to see the biggest changes the first year of your new resistance training, and the gain, you'll keep seeing them all year. So, yes, I would still get some new clothes if they're not fitting you right. Show off that new physique you got going on. Sound good? Okay. All right, you guys. Congratulations on the last call.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Bye, you guys. I'll see you this week.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.